Why did the LLC cross the road? To get to the other side of success, of course. And speaking of success, have you ever considered starting your own LLC? If not, fear not, my fellow fun-loving learners, because we've got a YouTube video that will guide you through the process with laughs and warmth. So grab your popcorn and let's get started on this LLC adventure. Last time, we discussed about step 1 of 9, about how to open an LLC. We discussed about how to choose a state, and what are the best states to form an LLC. If you are interested in know about it, I put the link in the description. Step 2. How to choose a business name that is available in the state and meets the state's naming requirements. Oh boy, researching business names can be a real hoot. Here are some funny steps to help you out. Number 1. Brainstorm. Start by listing all the names that come to mind, even the really silly ones. Don't be afraid to get creative, this is your chance to let your imagination run wild. Just remember, if you name your business Crazy Clown Burgers, you might scare away some customers, and probably some cows too. Number 2. Check domain availability. Once you've narrowed down your list, it's time to see if your business name is available as a domain name. This is important because if your business doesn't have a website, does it even exist? No, the answer is no. If the domain name is taken, you could try negotiating with the owner, but be careful, they might want to sell it for $1 gazillion, which is not a real number, by the way. Number 3. Check social media handles. Now that you've secured your domain name, it's time to see if your business name is available on social media. You don't want to be Crazy Clown Burgers on your website, but Burger Madness on Facebook that's just confusing and funny enough, slightly insane. Number 4. Check for trademarks. Before you get too excited about your new business name, you need to make sure it's not already trademarked. You don't want to be sued for trademark infringement, that's like getting a pie in the face, but not in a good way. Number 5. Ask your friends and family. Once you've done your research, it's time to get a second opinion. Ask your friends and family what they think of your business name, they'll tell you the truth, or they'll just say it's great because they love you. Either way, it's good to get some outside feedback. Remember, choosing a business name is serious business, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun with it. Happy brainstorming! Step 3. How to choose a registered agent for your LLC. Alright, aspiring business owners. It's time to talk about choosing a registered agent for your LLC. Now, I know this may sound like something out of a sci-fi movie, but it's actually a pretty simple concept. Basically, a registered agent is someone who receives important legal documents on behalf of your business. Kind of like a bouncer at a club, they'll keep unwanted legal trouble from getting in the door. Now, you might be wondering who to choose as your registered agent. Well, first off, it can be a person or a company. So, if you have a friend or family member who's willing to take one for the team, you can enlist them. Just make sure they're responsible and won't flake out on you. But, if you don't have anyone willing to take on this important role, don't worry. You can always hire a registered agent company. Think of them like your own personal superhero team, ready to swoop in and save the day when legal trouble comes knocking. Of course, there are some things to consider when choosing a registered agent. They should have a physical address in the state where your business is located, and be available during normal business hours to receive any legal documents that may come your way. So, whether you go with a trusted friend or a registered agent company, just remember that having a registered agent is like having a safety net for your business. And who doesn't want a safety net? Unless you're a trapeze artist, of course. Step 4. Draft and file the Articles of Organization with the State Secretary of State office. So you're ready to take the plunge and create your very own business. But before you start counting your doubloons, you'll need to draft and file the Articles of Organization with the State Secretary of State office. Now, don't worry, this isn't rocket science. It's just a fancy way of telling the government that you're starting a new business. Think of it like filling out a character sheet for your Dungeons & Dragons game, you're just providing some basic info about your business. First things first, you'll need to come up with a name for your LLC. It should be something catchy and memorable, like Sassy Pants LLC or Kitten Caboodle Incorporated. Okay, maybe those examples are a bit too silly, but you get the idea. Next, you'll need to figure out who the captains of your ship will be, aka the members of your LLC. You'll also need to describe the purpose of your business, but don't worry, it doesn't have to be anything too elaborate. Just something like selling handmade soap or providing graphic design services will do. Now, it's time to draft your articles of organization. This is where you'll put all of your business info in writing, so make sure you're using your best handwriting or typing skills. You can do it yourself, or if you're not feeling confident, you can always hire a lawyer or use an online service to help you out. Once your articles of organization are shipshape, it's time to file them with the State's Secretary of State office. This is like officially setting sail on the seas of business, so make sure you're ready for the journey ahead. And there you have it, folks. Drafting and filing your articles of organization may seem daunting, but it's really just a matter of filling out some paperwork and paying some fees. So grab your quill pen or keyboard and get ready to make your business dreams a reality. Step 5. Obtain an EIN or Employer Identification Number from the Internal Revenue Service. If you're starting a new business, one of the things you'll need is an EIN, Employer Identification Number, from the IRS. Don't worry, it's not as scary as it sounds, it's just a number the IRS uses to identify your business for tax purposes. To obtain an EIN, you'll need to follow these simple steps. Number 1. Go to the IRS website and find the EIN application page. It's like digging for treasure, but without the shovels and maps. Number 2. Fill out the online application. You'll need to provide some basic information about your business, such as its legal name, mailing address, and the type of business you're starting. Number 3. Submit your application. It's like firing a cannonball at the IRS, but instead of causing destruction, it'll just send your application to their inbox. Number 4. Wait for your EIN. You'll receive it immediately after submitting your application online. It's like finding a treasure chest full of gold doubloons, but without the whole sailing the 7 seas thing. And that's it. With your shiny new EIN, you'll be able to open a business bank account, file taxes, and do all sorts of other fun stuff that comes with running your own business. Just remember, if you ever need to change any of the information on your EIN application, you can do so by contacting the IRS. But hopefully, you won't have to deal with that too often. Step 6. Create an operating agreement for your LLC. Now, it's time to chart a course for creating an operating agreement for your LLC. This document may not be as exciting as searching for buried treasure, but it's still pretty important. It outlines the ownership and management structure of your business, so you and your crew can all be on the same page. So, let's hoist the sails and get started, shall we? Here are some tips for creating an operating agreement that's as clear as a calm sea on a sunny day. Number 1. Keep it simple. No need to use fancy nautical terms, just explain things in plain English so everyone can understand. Number 2. Define the roles and responsibilities of each member of your crew. Who's the captain? Who's the first mate? Who's the swashbuckling deckhand? Okay, maybe you don't need to use that last one, but you get the idea. Number 3. Set the rules for how decisions will be made. Will it be a democratic process, with everyone having an equal vote? Or will the captain have the final say? Decide on a process that works for your crew. Number 4. Outline how profits will be distributed. Will it be evenly split among all members? Or will the captain get a larger share? Make sure everyone knows the plan. Number 5. Anticipate rough waters. Outline what will happen if a member wants to leave the crew, or if the crew decides to disband the ship altogether. It's always better to have a plan in place before any problems arise. Once you've got all of that down, it's time to put pen to paper, or fingers to keyboard, and write up your operating agreement. And remember, if you ever need to make changes, you can always revise the agreement later on. So, weigh anchor and set sail, my friends. With a well-crafted operating agreement in hand, your crew will be well on its way to success. And who knows, maybe you'll even find some treasure along the way. Now, while all these information are important for you to start your online or offline business, they can be overwhelming. So, if you are like me, you can take the help of a professional and make your life super easy for a minimal price. So, hit the link in the description and just relax and watch your LLC forming automatically. In the next and final episode of this series, I will go into detail on remaining steps to explain how each step can be achieved to get your party started. So stay tuned. Also, hit the subscription button and press the party bell icon so that you don't miss out on the next episode.